Hello everyone. In the series of lectures, today we would be learning about United Nations. So there has been a deep concern about India's membership, the permanent membership at United Nations, and particularly in United Nations Security Council. We are permanent member at UN, but not at United Nations Security Council (UNSC), because United Nations Security Council is the main body, the main nucleus, the main center of UN. In fact, the most decisive body, the body which has the most decision making power and the power to enforce its decision, is United Nations Security Council (UNSC). So India has been rallying around the cause for permanent membership at United Nations Security Council and has been demanding more reforms in United Nations. So today we would be learning about India and its concern regarding United Nations and how the body United Nations functions. So now, as you see on your screen, is the flag of United Nations. This is the flag. Now see how United Nations, the body, has been established. If we see, there has been two world wars, World War I and World War II. And after the end of World War I, and even after World War II, attempts were made so that the world could not see a new world war, because world war led to disruption in the normal way of life. There has been huge famines, there has been huge war casualties, there has been so many deaths, hunger, starvation, pollution, all these kind of things, and a huge destruction. So after the world wars, it was decided that a global level governance body has to be made which regulates the behavior of nation in international sphere. And for that, after World War II, United Nations was established. Similarly, after World War I, League of Nations was also established earlier, but the League of Nations could not succeed and eventually led to World War II. However, we see after the formation of United Nations after World War II in 1944, when United Nations was formed, we do not see any subsequent world wars, at least till now. So it can be said that relatively United Nations is successful in not leading to world war, right? However, there is a question on this claim, because after 1944 there has been a nuclear proliferation. That means countries are developing nuclear weapons, and currently there are P5 plus 4 countries which has, that is overall 9 countries which has nuclear weapons. And that is why many scholars say that the reason of this peace, or the reason that world is not involved in another world war, is that these nuclear weapon states have created a nuclear deterrence and not the United Nations. So the nuclear deterrence has been the cause of peace and not the United Nations. However, it is still a debatable argument. But in the context of United Nations, we shall say that United Nations has maintained peace. So let us understand how this body has been formed. You see, after the end of Second World War, that started from 1939 and ended in 1944. After the end of this World War, a huge destruction was there. In fact, the great powers like Britain have become weak. Even the winner of the war were very weak. The Allied powers who won the war, they were also very weak. So it was realized that war benefits no one. Even the cost of winning the war is not worth paying. So it was decided that a global level governance body has to be made, in which member states or member nation can address their grievances and also reduces the scope of misunderstandings, so that the causes of war can be reduced. So to maintain world peace, a body was established named United Nations. Now, in this United Nation, it was actually led by a, then, or even still I would say, a most powerful nation, USA. Earlier, after World War I, League of Nations was established, but it could not succeed because USA didn't join that. Now this time, USA joined this United Nations. So this is the reason of formation of United Nations. It was formed in 1944. Its headquarters is in New York, USA. Okay. So this is the basic idea about United Nations. Now let us talk about the various bodies that are under United Nations. So United Nations is a, as I said, global governance body. It has multiple blocks. It has multiple bodies that regulate. For example, if the central body is United Nations Security Council, similarly the greatest body is United Nations General Assembly. Then there is also ECOSOC, that is Economic and Social Council. Economic and Social Council that looks for economic and social functions. Similarly, there is one more body that is called Trusteeship Council. Similarly, there are multiple other bodies, and these all bodies combined and are called as United Nations. Right? Now, United Nations Security Council is the nodal body. That is the center body, the most important body of United Nations. The most important body of United Nations is United Nations Security Council. Because all other bodies, they have, non-binding recommendations. But only United Nations Security Council is the body which has the power to enforce its decisions. Now here we will be talking about United Nations Security Council in detail, right? So all other bodies are, they lack teeth. They do not have power to enforce their decision, but only United Nations Security Council. So let us discuss about United Nations Security Council. Now United Nations Security Council, which we say UNSC, it is the nucleus of UN. That is, in a cell we see the if it is a cell, the nucleus is the central part and the most important part of any cell. Similarly, if the cell is UN, then UNSC is its nucleus, right? Now, let us see the structure of United Nations Security Council. The structure of United Nations Security Council. Now, UNSC consists of 15 members. Currently, the structure consists of 15 members. Out of these 15 members, 5 are permanent members, which is called as P5, and 10 are non-permanent members. They are elected for a period of 2 years. Right? They are elected for a period of 2 years. These are the non-permanent members. And the P5, the 5 permanent members, are elected for indefinite time. They are permanent members. That is why they are permanent members. Okay. Now, what is the difference between these P5, the permanent 5 members, and the non-permanent members? Let us see. Now, P5 member, the permanent 5 members, they actually enjoy a veto right. What is this veto right? There are, in United Nations Security Council, there are 2 types of matter. One is procedural and second is substantial. Now, substantial matters are the important matters, and procedural matters are the day to day for the working that is important, not very much important matters. That is just about the working of UNSC, day to day working, not very important matters. So these are non-important matters, procedural matters, and the substantial matters, they are the important matters, right? Now, we were discussing about the veto power of P5 nations. Now, for any decision to be made, there has to be For any decision to be made, there has to be at least acceptance by 9 members. So, any decision would be taken when 9 members approve it. At least 9 members. Now, if a matter is a procedural matter, so any of the 15 members, out of any of these 15 members, any 9 members can approve it. And if they approve it, the matter would be, adopted, or the resolution would be adopted. This is regarding the procedural matters. Remember, procedural matters are the non-important matters. However, if the matter is substantial matter, here also we need the acceptance or the approval of 9 members. But these 9 members should include the 5 permanent members, that is P5. So 5 permanent members plus any 4 non-permanent members. So there are 10 non-permanent members, out of them any 4, and 5 permanent members, each and every one of them. And that is why we say it is the veto power, because if any of the P5 member refuses to agree, let's say China, which is a P5 member, refuses to agree to something and only 4 members are agreeing, then that resolution cannot be passed because each and every of the P5 member has to agree. And this is what we say the veto power. This is the veto power. So now I think you must be realizing what is the importance of becoming a permanent member, right? Well, now if we see the current structure, and that is the importance of being a permanent member. This is the importance of being a permanent member. And that is why we see many countries like India, Brazil, Japan, they are trying hard to become a permanent member because permanent membership gives a huge power. Each and every member state can then protect its interest. And that is why, permanent membership is a dream of India. In fact, not India, but most of the countries. So this is the real cause behind the permanent membership. Now, we see the structure of United Nations Security Council, UNSC, the structure. As I have told you, there are 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members. These members are elected for a period of 2 years. Okay? These P5 members are the 5 permanent members. And what are these members? What are their names? USA, number 1. Second permanent member is Russia. The third permanent member is China. The fourth permanent member is France. And the 5th permanent member is United Kingdom. So these are the 5 permanent members of United Nations Security Council. It is also to be noted that before 1967, these 5 were the only nuclear weapon states, right? However, currently in today's time there are 9 nuclear weapon states. That is 4 more nuclear weapon states are there. However, they have developed the nuclear weapons after 1967. So what are these 4 new nuclear weapon states? Of course, one is India. We know India attained its nuclear weapon capability in 1998 with Operation Shakti at Pokhran. Similarly, Pakistan is also a nuclear weapon state. Similarly, Israel has been a nuclear weapon state, and North Korea. However, North Korea is not a member of United Nations General Assembly, right? So, we have discussed about United Nations Security Council and its importance. Now, let us go back and discuss some factual information about United Nations. Now, United Nations have a General Assembly also, UNGA. In General Assembly, all of the member nations, they have their representatives, and these representatives have their, they put their concern in front of the world at this United Nations General Assembly. So currently there are 193 members. There is 193 members at United Nations 193 members at United Nations General Assembly. Similarly, these 193 members are, I'm very sorry. So currently there are 193 members at United Nations General Assembly. The latest member is South Sudan. Latest member is South Sudan. It became a member of United Nations in year 2011. Right? It is the latest member. The 193rd member is South Sudan. Remember this fact. The current president of United Nations is Dennis Francis. He is the current president of United Nations. He was elected on 5 September 2023. He is the current president of United Nations. And he is from which country? He is from a Caribbean country named Trinidad and Tobago. It is a Caribbean country. It is a Caribbean country. So, where is this Caribbean country? The region, Caribbean region. If you have you seen the movie Pirates of the Caribbean? The Caribbean region is the region between North America and South America. It is North America. This is South America. And it is the Caribbean region. So here there are, many island nations are there, like El Salvador, Trinidad and Tobago. So it is the Caribbean region. And in this Caribbean region, there is a country named Trinidad and Tobago, from where Dennis Francis is a member, which is the permanent member, which is the president of United Nations currently. He was elected on 5 September 2023. This is the United Nations General Assembly. This is the United Nations General Assembly. So here there are, elected members are there. India is there, Pakistan is there, Afghanistan is there. Each and every of the 193 country is present there. They have their permanent representative. Now one more factual information. Which is the Indian representative currently? The present permanent representative of India at United Nations, and particularly the United Nations General Assembly, is Ruchira Kamboj. Ruchira Kamboj, right? She is a IFS officer, and she is representing India at the United Nations, right? Remember her name, Ruchira Kamboj. This is the table of This is the United Nations General Assembly. As I was telling you, it is the seat of the president. Similarly, this is the table of United Nations Security Council. Here, 15 members are there. As I have told you, 5 permanent members, P5, and 10 non-permanent members. This is the United Nations Security Council, right? So I think in this video we have discussed about United Nations in a brief. In the next video, we would be discussing about reforms needed at United Nations. If you like this video, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.